Hi, I'm MaryGrace from 7 and All. I'm a homeschool graduate and soon going to start college. I have published my very first webtoon called Second Wind. Today I'm going to be taking you with me on the journey of how I got started webtooning. What really first drawn me to webtooning was I wanted to try to create a story with art instead of one static picture. And also, I'm a pretty big fan of webtoons myself. So I really wanted to experiment and try to improve my art through this experience. Now the first step is getting the story. Any comic book maker or webtooner will tell you the story is what really holds the webtoon together. I had read this free ebook on Smashwords called Second Wind by Jennifer Park, and I thought it was dramatic and interesting and funny and would make a perfect webtoon. So I got permission from the author to adapt it into a webtoon series. I had to decide how much of the story I wanted to put in each webtoon episodes, kind of chopping it up, see what works well. Okay, number 2, style decisions. Remember, whatever choices you make, you have to stick with it. Consistency is the key. So I really wouldn't recommend with fully rendered, super ornate pictures at the beginning and then kind of dwindling off until it becomes stick figures, you know? Be very clear with what kind of workload you would like and what you would like to do. Now, I personally didn't choose to have a colored comic because I didn't think I could commit to that workload. I chose simple line art in grayscale while still being able to communicate the story and add a bit of drama and depth. And here are some of the earlier sketches when I was first starting. I really wanted to use traditional art to make my webcomic, but I was finding I had too many complications, so then I started to try to do digital art. That still had many complications, but it goes easier for making your webcomic and files. Which brings me to my third step, technology. Now, this is where I had tons of problems. Learning a new program like Krita was super confusing, but also I watched a lot of YouTube tutorials to help me find out how to use it. Also, uploading the files to the actual Webtoon account, that was also super confusing, and also, again, watching more YouTube tutorials. So the main thing you can take away from this is YouTube tutorials are your friend. So after I had finished the art, make sure the text was right, what you want to do is the fourth part, the editing process. Now, when you look at your own art and words too much, you won't be able to spot mistakes like a fresh pair of eyes can. And it's really good if you can get some family members to look it over, read it through before you publish it, because you don't want strangers on the internet being the one pointing out a mistake when you could have easily fixed it when you had someone else look it over for you. So now that you've chosen your story, you've chose your style, you've battled with technology, you've made your art, your text, you've had another pair of eyes come and edit it over, it's time to publish. And after you publish, tell the world. This is me telling the world, I made Second Wind into a webtoon. Like, if you put a lot of effort into it, you should be proud, you should tell people about it, because people do want to see your art and they do want to hear a good story. You can find my webtoon, Second Wind, at webtoon.com, and I would really appreciate all your likes, comments, and shares, and even your input you might have on this webtoon. Since it is my first one, I'm learning a lot about the art style and pacing for the story, and I'm really excited to be able to share this my journey with you. So if you're watching this because you're interested in making your own webtoon, I'll just say don't be discouraged and just do it. One thing that really discouraged me was I felt like my webtoon wasn't really living up to my favorite webtooner. The art wasn't as good, was the story or the pacing, but even 2 weeks from now, you're going to be better than when you started. So don't be discouraged and just try to just start. Also, make sure that you kind of learn the software. You don't have to publish everything you just made. Just kind of sketch out, just try to see where you're feeling you're going. And so thank you for watching. I'm MaryGrace with 7 and All. You please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested, you can follow me on Instagram at MGS Illustrates. Bye!